My ex and I were together for a long time and have four kids, teens now. We spent a lot of time arguing. I've never argued as much with anybody in my entire life as I have with him. Everything I said or did or thought seemed to be wrong in his eyes. At first, I thought he was just giving honest, constructive criticism, and this was an opportunity for me to grow and improve. So I took his feedback seriously and tried to work on any issues he raised. Over time, I realized that once I corrected something, he'd argue that I should do it differently, the way I used to do it. When I brought this up to him, he denied that he ever said that, or that I ever used to do it that way in the first place, which would eventually cause me to doubt my own memory. Gaslighting, basically. Eventually, I gave up trying to make him happy because it was impossible. He argued passionately that it was not. I accused him of just loving to argue, which he vehemently denied. By that point, I was an insecure, emotional mess. We ultimately went our separate ways as much as we could while co parenting our kids anyway. But for many years afterward, he would still find something to argue about every time we saw each other, which was often, and I was constantly stressed and agitated because of it. Just seeing his number on the caller ID would set my teeth on edge, because what the F is he going to start an argument about now? Recently, he came over to spend time with the kids. They were in the living room talking and hanging out for a couple of hours. Eventually, they all drifted away to play video games or talk to each other elsewhere in the house. I was doing dishes, and he and I started talking about how one of the kids wanted to join the debate team and would probably be pretty good at it. He offered his thoughts about how to best win a debate, and the brief conversation that followed blew my effing mind. Him. Debating is really enjoyable, and the crazy thing about it is that you don't have to believe in what you're saying in order to win. Me. Yeah, I was explaining that to Sun, that you don't get to just pick the side of the debate that you agree with. The point is to learn how to argue successfully from any side. Him. Yep, I was telling him that I do that all the time for the fun of it and to keep myself sharp. But the main reason is just that I want to win. Me. What do you mean? Him. Well, I don't necessarily believe in whatever argument I'm making. A lot of times I just pick whichever position I think has the best chance of winning and then argue it like I really believe in it. Me. Wait, so when you're arguing, sometimes you're arguing for a point that you don't even support or believe in. Him. Yep. I don't really care if it's my argument. I just need it to be the winning argument. You know, I'm always competing in everything that I do, and I want to win. Me, you mean on a debate team? Or do you mean in real life? Him? Well, I was never on a debate team, so of course I'm talking about real life. Surprised you don't know this about me after 20 years. I've always done that. Me. Wait. So when we were together, were you doing that with me? Starting arguments you didn't even believe in just for the sake of arguing and winning. Him. Looking vaguely bored, yes, that's what I'm saying. I like to argue and win. It doesn't matter if I'm right, just that I win. I just stood there staring at him in silent horror. The countless long nights of passionate arguments, the years of endless criticisms, the times it escalated to shouting and crying and cursing and throwing things, the impact it had on our children, the total mind blown he did on me, the way I worked so hard and so pointlessly to be better. And now he's telling me it was all because he just likes to argue and be contrary because it's a fun little competition to him. That literally cost us our relationship, the nuclear household he claimed to want so badly, and caused so much stress and emotional turmoil. What the actual F? I haven't looked at him the same since then. I still almost can't believe that conversation was real. It's one of the most incomprehensible things I've ever heard.